Welcome to the Valhalla Filmcast, a show where normal guys talk about the films that they love. And here are your hosts, Bryce Thompson, Brian Hammond, and Cody Ryrie. Now get ready, because the show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Valhalla Filmcast. I am Bryce Thompson. I'm here with Cody Ryrie.
How's it going?
We are without Brian Hammond today, but that's okay.
I'll tell you this about Brian's. This is relevant because it's a movie thing. He's off at a national park. I don't know if he wants me to reveal his location specifically, but at that national park, he took some pictures of an area that was used in the opening credits of The Shining. So, there you go.
That's exciting.
I'm sure it just looks like mountains, but you know, film nerdiness.
Film nerdiness. It can't get worse than what we're doing now. So
that's true.
Well, I mean, maybe. I mean, taking pictures of mountains. I mean, that's pretty. But anyways,
okay.
Moving on.
Yes.
It's time for the weekly update. Big stuff. ComicCon.
Yeah.
Lots of news. First trailers. One, Wonder Woman.
Yes.
Was a big one. Huge. It made me even more excited. Like, I was already pretty excited for Wonder Woman from Batman. But now I think I'm even a little bit more excited because it looks like they've just done such a good job at it.
Well, and that was one of the few things that everybody could get together on from Batman versus Superman. It seemed like everybody liked Wonder Woman. So, you know, everybody says, oh, you know, Batman versus Superman really hurt the DC brand or whatever. And there may be some truth to that, but I don't think it hurt the Wonder Woman character. I think it helped it. It got people excited. So, and the trailer helped me too, because it got me even more excited like you. It looked great. So.
Yeah. And one thing also is that... what am I saying?
Yes.
Sorry, I totally just blanked.
ComicCon overload.
But one thing is that it might have hurt it, but not really. I don't think. I think the movie just sucked. You know, I think some people it might make people wary and kind of like, I don't know, and maybe wait to see what it's going to do and see what people think. But I don't think. I mean, you'll always have Batman. And Batman's the best no matter what. I mean, the newest Joker... Oh, crap. What's that called? The cartoon one that came out.
The Killing Joke. The Killing Joke.
Yeah, the Killing Joke. Yeah. It, like, blew up. Like, people flocked to it. So, that shows you that Batman is not dead. And
well, yeah, and there was a lot of just Batman news from Comic-Con. We'll get to the Justice League in a minute, but... We also had probably my favorite trailer from Comic-Con was the Batman Lego movie.
Yeah,
it was hilarious. I watched it like 3 times. Did you see that one too?
No, I didn't watch it, but I heard about it.
Because apparently, at least in the trailer, they're part of the plot of the film is that Bruce Wayne, when he was drunk or when he was joking or something, accidentally adopted an orphan boy, and it's Robin. And so now he's got to raise him, and Robin's super enthusiastic and cheerful, and you know Batman hates that, and he finds the Robin suit because it's one of the Batman suits. Batman has like 900 suits, some of which he says are culturally insensitive. There's like Mariachi Batman and all these other ones, and
that's amazing.
The one that's the Robin costume is Reggae Man, which is what the R is for. And the problem is that the pants are too tight, so Robin rips the pants off, and he's like, "That's better." It's hilarious. I to be honest, like and also this is something else we heard. It was confirmed very quietly, but it was confirmed that Ben Affleck will be directing and starring in a Batman solo movie, which is super exciting. Don't get me wrong. But I'm more excited for the Batman Lego movie. Is
it made by the same people who made the Lego movie?
It's not the same directors because they're off making the young Han Solo movie for Lucasfilm.
Yes,
but it's a lot of the same other people, and the tone is very, very similar to the Lego Movie. And it's the same. It's the same guy who did the voice of Batman in the Lego Movie. He's come back.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, they've just been able to nail Legos. I mean, I never thought that Lego Movie would be anything. I was like, stupid, whatever. And I watched it, and I bought it because it's amazing. It's like, it's so good. So, I mean, if they can keep that tone, they can't go wrong, I don't think. So that's awesome.
Well, and one of my favorite things about the Lego Movie was Lego Batman. I mean...
Yeah, he's hilarious. Hilarious. Like, he goes and... they're, like, trying to get out of the ship or whatever. They're, like, in the pirate ship. And then the Star Wars people come down, and they're like, hey, what's up? And they're, like, having a party. And Batman's like, peace out. And, like, and then he comes back, and he's, like, so disappointed. He's like, whatever, those super losers.
He's disappointed because the hairy one was a dude, yeah. That's what...
It's so amazing. But, yeah, they can... I mean, they'll have to go really wrong for a Lego Movie to be stupid and bad, so...
Well, and also the voice of Alfred in the trailer, it sounded really familiar to me. I was like, I gotta see what that is. And I looked it up, and it's Ralph Fiennes, who was Voldemort.
Okay.
And,
yeah.
You know, and he is like perfect British butler who's really sarcastic. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, exciting. I guess that does lead us to Justice League. We might as well cover it while we're here.
Yeah. One thing that I saw is it's kind of just random, but I'm going to start it off with it. Is in the background when you see Bruce Wayne talking, Rick and Morty is on the back in the TV playing in the background.
I don't know what Rick and Morty is, but that sounds interesting.
So I've never seen it. It's just like a cartoon on like Cartoon Network, I believe. But I just thought that was interesting that Bruce Wayne is watching a Cartoon Network.
I was surprised that there was as much footage as there was, since the movie is like, isn't it like 2 years out or something like that? Like, it's a long way away.
Probably. I mean, I know it's out there.
Because we have Suicide Squad, and then we have Wonder Woman, and then we'll have Justice League. So I guess it's probably a year away. Or
November 17th is when it's expected. 2017.
So like a year and a half-ish, a little less.
Yeah,
so,
a little less than a year and a half.
I really liked the tone of it. The tone of the trailer, you could tell they were consciously going for, no, this one's funny and fun. You know, trying to get away from the dark, grim Batman vs. Superman. There were several jokes in the trailer. It was scored to like a let's have fun kind of rock soundtrack kind of thing. So I'm interested. It made Aquaman look cool, which seemed impossible since he's a man who talks to fish. You know.
I know, Aquaman looks amazing. When I first saw him, I was like, oh, that's... I mean, how do you make... I remember when they first announced Aquaman. I was like, really? Okay. Cool. And then they show him, and I was like, oh, man, yeah, that's awesome. He looks so cool.
I think he's Samoan or something like Islander of some kind. Something like that.
One second.
But I guess the point being, while you're looking that up, is if you want a character to be intimidating, then you cast a guy who is intimidating, and he's a very intimidating
Polynesian.
guy.
Yeah,
Polynesian,
he's from Hawaii.
Yeah. So, yeah, because the Aquaman in the few comics I've seen him in is this like kind of skinny, blonde-haired guy with like a skin-tight fish outfit thingy.
Exactly. You know? But doesn't that make like perfect sense to cast a Polynesian? Like, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
Polynesians
absolutely.
Live on islands, so wouldn't Aquaman be like... I mean, that makes perfect sense to me. So that's awesome.
Well, in the trailer, the Flash is all eager to join the group. And it's funny because he says he needs friends. He's lonely. And Aquaman basically turns Bruce Wayne down, gets drunk, and goes back in the ocean. So it's a really interesting trailer. I guess it's encouraging. It's so far off. I'm like kind of weirded out. I guess the same thing happened with Suicide Squad though last year, because they put together that long kind of rambly trailer that was only supposed to be for ComicCon, and then it got leaked in a bad form, and then everybody watched it and was worried about it. So this time I think they were ready for it. They put it out at ComicCon, and like an hour later they put it out officially themselves, because they weren't going to wait for it to get leaked. Everything gets leaked now from Comic-Con.
I know. Did we get any big leaks at all?
No, because they released everything. Everybody just released it themselves.
Yeah. Which that's what they kind of called last year. They were like, now everyone's just going to put it out, and it's not going to matter.
I have no problem with that.
That's okay with me.
Yeah.
I don't have enough money to go to ComicCon, so hey, that's fine with me. By the way, if you want us to have enough money to go to ComicCon, you can always donate.
That's right.
We will give you all the latest news that is coming from ComicCon. So you can just donate a couple dollars, get your friends to donate, and hey, there you go. We'll go for you. We'll also do that as well. Another service of listening to the podcast. But should we move on to other news?
Yeah, the Marvel did their best to work and defeat DC. I'll leave it up to the listeners to who had the more interesting releases, but Marvel released a second trailer for Doctor Strange that showed a lot more stuff. They also released some concept art and some other stuff for Spider-Man Homecoming. So their stuff seems to be a little further out, some of those things, and so they're keeping them a little more under wraps, which is why a lot of people said that DC had a better presentation at Comic-Con this year, but we'll just wait and see how everything comes out in the wash. Interesting stuff.
Yeah. I mean, Marvel will always have its people that love their movies, but it kind of seems like DC's starting to take over right when Marvel's starting to slow down a little bit, because I mean the Avengers is coming to an end soon because the a lot of main characters are on like contracts, right? Like end contracts.
Yeah, well,
so that'll be interesting.
Soon is relative. It's like 2 or 3 years, but yeah.
I mean, when you have movies planned out till 2020, I mean, goodness. I guess that's not too far out, huh? No. That's only 4 years.
Well, and I think a lot of this is going to hinge on Suicide Squad, because if Suicide Squad is as good as everybody's hoping it's going to be, then yeah, DC's the contender. If it falls short, then Marvel's there to scoop up what's left. So.
And also, that's 2 movies that have fallen short in a row, and that's not good. That's not good.
Now, everybody talks about Batman vs. Superman falling short, and it did, because when you have Batman in a movie, you should make $1 billion. That's just how it is. It did with The Dark Knight. It did with Dark Knight Rises. It should.
You have Batman in a movie, and you also have Superman in a movie, and they're fighting. I mean,
you should make $1 billion.
Yes, yes, easy.
And they didn't. They made 875, something like that. So nobody lost money, I don't think, on this movie, but they didn't make near as much as they probably should have. So this is their chance with Suicide Squad to make up for that, get some momentum going again. There is a small core group of Batman vs. Superman defenders, which I count myself among, but a small core group is not enough to keep greenlighting $1 million movies. So they've really got to bring the pain with Suicide Squad, and hopefully, I have not read any reviews of it yet. I don't think any have been released.
Neither have I.
So we're close, though. We got about a week and a half ish till it is released on the world, and we see what Jared Leto has in store for us and everybody else. So,
yeah, it's just about a week and a half. Well, actually, more like a week, and then it's done. It's out for the world.
Yep.
Which I'm excited. I hope I'll enjoy it. Going in with low expectations, that's been good for movies and me. So we'll see.
Okay.
We will see.
Yeah.
Moving on, box office this week.
Yes, Star Trek Beyond taking the top spot.
Yes, which is good. Also, what I find interesting is that Pets movie. It's still up there.
Yeah, it's hanging in there.
You know, doing well.
Finding Dory crossed into the top 10 grossing movies in America of all time this weekend. And
wow, that's exciting.
Knocked out Dark Knight Rises. So fish are stronger than Batman when it comes to animated movies. And we'll see how far it keeps going. It's doing very, very well. Star Trek did claim the number 1 spot, I think with 56 million, I want to say off the top of my head. Star Trek Beyond, I think, made 56 million this weekend.
59.
Okay. Which was good. It was number one spot, but it was down from the previous two entries in the series, which had something in the neighborhood of 70 millions when they came out. So we'll see how it does. It's got really good reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. I liked it a lot when I saw it. If you're interested, there's a little short 4-minute review we put up for it. So I hope it does well because it was really well written and they really went back to their roots in the series. For me, the last movie was not that great, and I think that's why you're seeing lower numbers because a lot of people think it wasn't that great. And I hope this one can kind of bring it back in good graces because it's a fun series, and I would like to have one every 2 years. That wouldn't hurt my feelings at all.
Yeah, I think that you guys have downloaded Cody's review of it, so you're interested in it. So I think it's interesting. I think that, Lights Out was another one that came out this weekend.
Yeah.
It did okay. I thought it was different. I was really excited. I was like, ooh, Lights Out's coming. I'm so excited. But I thought it was the movie where the three people break into that blind, I think it's a veteran's house.
Is it not that?
I don't know. No.
Oh.
It's not.
That's what I thought it was too. Well, what's that movie then?
It's like, yeah.
Wait,
so
is Lights Out the one where the scary thing shows up when the lights are off and then disappears when the lights come on? Is that what it is?
Yeah, when her little brother experiences the same events.
That looks stupid to me, but it's getting good reviews.
Yeah, I mean,
so
yeah, it's pretty good reviews.
Okay.
So I was like way excited. I was like, dude, I want to see this movie. It looks so cool, but then it's actually not what I want to see at all. And honestly, I don't even know what that movie's called.
I don't either. But I remembered it.
So
the preview made an impression on me.
Yeah. And we've talked about Lights Out quite a bit on the podcast. So we led you astray because we thought it was completely something different.
Well, the nice thing, the reason you see a lot of horror films is they cost nothing to make. You know, they're super cheap, and your key demographic, teenagers, will always go see scary movies. So they're the closest thing in Hollywood to a sure thing is a cheap scary movie with teenagers in it. They'll go see it. They don't cost anything. You can always almost make your money back. The thing I was surprised about this one, and I didn't realize that it was the movie I wasn't thinking it was, is that it is getting fairly good reviews, because usually these cheap horror films get lambasted by critics. But this one seemed to be doing okay, so there you go.
Yeah, it's not doing nearly as bad as others have. So that's interesting. So anything that's coming up that looks interesting? Of course, Suicide Squad, like we talked about, August 5th.
Jason Bourne is this weekend. So.
Yes, Jason Bourne. We'll be doing a review of that and also some retrospective. Mm-hmm. I don't know. We're going to talk about the other movies.
Yes.
And
the interesting thing,
so look out for that.
Don't
stuff
let this influence
Bourne.
you too much. And I've been staying away from most of the reviews, but I did take a peek at the Rotten Tomatoes score. I didn't read any of the headlines or anything like that because I don't want to ruin it. But the Rotten Tomatoes score really surprised me. It was around a 66 on Jason Bourne when I checked it the other day.
Really? That is interesting.
And then just for my own curiosity, I looked up the other ones, and Ultimatum was a 90-something, and the other ones were like in the 80s, I think. So previously they've been very well reviewed, at least so far. I think it was only 30-something reviews were in, but it was not doing as well. So that's really interesting to me. I'm going to keep an open mind. I've liked other movies that haven't done great critically, so I could still really like it. But before, you're talking about almost total praise by the critics, and this one does not seem to be going that road. We will see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. They've released a couple other like Bourne movies without Matt Damon.
Well, just one, but
and
yeah.
So this is, it's just one. Okay, I don't know.
I didn't see
paid
it
that much attention once.
Yeah.
Once Matt Damon left, I was like, okay, whatever. But so this will be interesting to have him back in it and to see how he does. I know the one thing that impressed me so much is just when he knocked that dude out, like just one punch in the trailer, just done. I was like, yeah, that's cool. I'll watch it just because of that. So,
yeah, well,
yeah, that'll be interesting.
I like the director a lot too. He did the last two Bournes with Matt Damon, and then he left when Matt Damon left. He did Captain Phillips, which I really liked with Tom Hanks, and he also did United 93, which was really good. So he's a talented guy, and he's directing this one too. So I'm keeping an open mind. I'm excited to see it.
Anything else that's coming out soon?
We're excited for War Dogs, right? Doesn't that come out in a couple weeks, 3 weeks, something like that?
Yeah, that comes the week after August 15th or 14th, something like that. Also, Sausage Party is coming soon, August 12th, which looks hilarious. I know it's getting like good reviews too, the ones that I've heard of. So yeah, I think that'll be interesting. Just because it's like an animated movie that is for adults.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, adults are already going to animated movies with their kids. So go to this movie and laugh your face off because it looks hilarious. So I'll probably see that movie. I don't know if it'll be in theaters, but there's a good possibility that it could be. So, interesting. Anything Netflix or Redbox related?
I have not been on Netflix and haven't really had a chance to look at Redbox, so nothing's really caught my eye recently.
Yeah, no movies for me either. Blu-ray, Criterion news.
There is one thing on that home front. They just released the 3-disc Blu-ray version of The New World, which is a 2006 John Smith Pocahontas movie. It had Colin Farrell in it. Anyway, it's super long, and most people really hate it, but I really like it. It's one of those weird art movies that I happen to really, for some reason, latch on to. And the Criterion version of it I got in the mail the other day. I looked through it. If you're so inclined, it's probably the best. You know, they've gone back and done unimaginable things to make it look amazing, and there's 18 hours of interviews and all that stuff. So if you liked The New World when it came out, you're one of us 5 people who liked it, then Criterion has done right by you. You should pick that up. But that's it.
Cool. Well, I think that's all that we have for this week. We'll be back next week. And so check us out, share us with your friends, tell everyone about us. And this has been the Valhalla Filmcast. I am Bryce Thompson.
And I'm Cody Ryrie.
And we'll talk to you next week.
The following views, opinions, and commentary are the sole property of the Valhalla Filmcast. Any unauthorized reproduction without prior consent is prohibited. Any incidental music, audio clips, or film trailers are used for the sole purpose of film criticism and commentary as allowed under the Fair Use Act.